Did you know astronauts actually grow taller in space? Or that the vast emptiness of space smells like burnt steak and welding fumes? And that whole NASA spent millions on a space pen while the Russians used pencils thing? Turns out it's not what you think. From strange cosmic smells to bizarre space blunders, today we're diving into the craziest and funniest facts about space exploration that you probably never heard of. Astronauts grow taller in space. Without Earth's gravity compressing their spines, astronauts can grow up to 2 inches taller in space, but they shrink back down when they return. The moon has trash. Humans have left over 200 tons of trash on the moon, including old spacecraft, tools, and even golf balls. Can you hit golf balls to space? Buzz Aldrin peed on the moon. Buzz Aldrin was the first person to pee on the moon, in his spacesuit, of course. A screw almost killed Apollo 11. During the moon landing, a piece of a circuit breaker broke off, but Buzz Aldrin used a pen to fix it and save the mission. The space pen myth. NASA didn't spend millions developing a space pen. It was actually created by a private company. Meanwhile, Russian cosmonauts just used pencils. Your burps are different in space. In microgravity, burps turn into wet burps because the gases, liquids, and solids don't separate in your stomach. Gross.
Did you hear that?
Spacesuits are tiny spaceships. Each suit has its own cooling system, oxygen supply, and even a built-in diaper. It's multifunctional. Space smells funky. Astronauts describe the smell of space as burnt steak, welding fumes, or gunpowder. Imagine stepping out of your spaceship to that aroma. Astronauts can't cry in space. Tears don't fall in zero gravity. They just clump up into little floating blobs. You are emotional, but it's weirdly fun. The $1.6 billion mistake. NASA lost the Mars Climate Orbiter in 1999 because one team used metric units and another used imperial units. Oops. Space is deadly quiet. Space is completely silent because there's no air for sound to travel through. So no one can hear you scream, except on the radio. You could float forever. If you drift away in space, there's no coming back. You'll just keep floating forever. Oh yeah. Astronauts get puffy faces. In microgravity, fluids in the body shift upward, causing astronauts to look like chipmunks. Space can make you blind. Long-term exposure to space can flatten eyeballs and damage vision. Some astronauts' eyesight never fully recovers. Hot and cold extremes. In space, temperatures swing wildly. From 250 degrees Fahrenheit in the sun to negative 250 degrees Fahrenheit in the shade. Imagine your sunscreen freezing solid. Astronaut ice cream is a lie. That freeze-dried ice cream sold in gift shops? Actual astronauts hate it and never take it into space. The first space selfie. Buzz Aldrin took the first space selfie in 1966 during a spacewalk. Instagram-worthy before Instagram even existed. Your skin peels in space. Astronauts shed layers of skin much faster in space and it floats around the cabin. Space tourism is real. Billionaires are paying millions for a ride to space, but don't forget to pack your snacks. It's a long trip to orbit. Astronauts can't fart freely. Gas doesn't disperse in microgravity, so if you fart, it kind of hangs around you. Astronauts drink recycled pee. On the ISS, water is so precious that astronauts drink purified water recycled from their sweat and urine. Cheers to efficiency. Outer space isn't really empty. Even in the vast emptiness, space is filled with radiation, micrometeoroids, and random particles zipping around at insane speeds. The ISS is fast. The International Space Station orbits Earth at 28,000 kilometers per hour, 17,500 miles per hour. That's fast enough to see a sunrise every 90 minutes. The Apollo 11 computers were pathetic. The guidance computer on Apollo 11 had less processing power than a modern smartphone. Yet, it got humans to the moon. Astronauts have to work out. In zero gravity, muscles and bones weaken. Astronauts spend 2 hours a day exercising to avoid returning to Earth as wobbly noodles. An 11-year-old named Pluto. The name Pluto came from Venetia Burney, an 11-year-old girl in England who suggested it in 1930. Astronauts see fireworks in their eyes. Cosmic rays can pass through their eyes, causing flashes of light. It's like a private laser show in their heads. The sun can give you a tan in space. Without Earth's atmosphere blocking UV rays, the sun's radiation in space can burn your skin faster than on any beach. Pack your sunscreen